Welcome to the Ingleside Public Library virtual summer reading program. On Tuesday, Andrew read The Great Kapok Tree by Lynne Cherry. And this book is set in the Amazon rainforest. You can see by the map that it's in South America. So today we are going to try to mimic the sound of the rain in the rainforest. So we're going to be making rain sticks. Let's get started. The materials needed for this week's craft that are included in your bag are some pieces of construction paper, aluminum foil, a small bag of rice, and some yarn. Not included, you'll need glue, scissors, a marker, and then a paper towel roll or a cardboard tube of some sort. If you have wrapping paper, cutting that tube down to size will work as well. And recommended but not required are some rubber bands. Our first step is to take the two smaller pieces of construction paper, and we're going to trace the ends of our cardboard tube in the middle of these pieces of paper. Now I'm going to take my scissors and cut lines going straight to our circle. I'm going to set one of these aside, and for now I'm going to take one of them I'm going to apply a large amount of glue all on the cut edge. So I'm not going to put any glue on inside the circle, I'm just going to put it around that edge that I cut. And I'm going to fold it up onto my tube. While I work on the rest of the craft, I'm just going to let that sit, and I put a rubber band around it to help it stay because it's not going to stay very well until the glue dries. Next, I'm going to take the aluminum foil. I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to put the two sides end to end, and I'm going to roll it into kind of a thick aluminum foil rope. Now that I have my aluminum foil rope, I am going to coil it very lightly. I have a nice thick coil, and I'm going to put this on the inside of my cardboard tube. So the purpose of the aluminum foil spiral is that once I put my rice in, then it will slow down the rice as it falls so that it makes more noise as the rice falls. So the next step is to take my rice, and I'm just going to snip off the corner of my bag. and pour it into my Rainmaker. Still need this. So we can hear the rice hitting that aluminum foil coil. Okay, to close this, I'm going to take that second piece of paper that I made the circle and the cut, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the last one. I'm not going to put any glue in the middle of the circle. I'm just going to glue the outside, and then I'm going to put it on the end and kind of squish it down, and I'm going to secure it with a rubber band. Now our Rainmaker is complete except for the decoration. So I have this piece of construction paper. If you want to color it, decorate it, you are more than welcome to. I'm going to keep mine plain. I'm just going to trim it a tiny bit because my Rainmaker is a little bit longer than the length of this piece of construction paper. Now I'm going to put a lot of glue down, and then I'm going to remove my rubber bands and roll it over my Rainmaker, which means that it will be covering the ends, which will also help them to stay on and help keep our Rainmaker secure. The last step, now that I have my paper on, is we're going to add our yarn to the outside. Now I'm going to wrap mine around, and this will both serve as decoration for the rain stick, and it will also help to keep the paper and the ends on to help keep everything in place. So I'm just going to wrap it around the top or one of the ends a few times, and then I'm going to crisscross it back and forth around, and then I'm going to tie it up the other end. Alright, there's my finished rain stick. If you would like to add something else, if you would like to tie some beads or some extra ribbon to the end, then you are more than welcome to. In fact, I think I'm going to add one more step to mine. So I have this little piece of construction paper that was left over that I trimmed off so that it would not be longer than my rain stick. I think I'm going to make some feathers. So I have it folded so that it will cut two at once. And then I'm going to fold it in half one more time. I'm going to make this little crescent shape. And then I'm going to cut some little cuts. So I'm cutting towards the folded edge. So now I have two feathers. There you go. So I just tied my 2 paper feathers onto the ends of my yarn. And so now we have our finished rain stick. Thank you for joining us today. If you have already signed up for the virtual summer reading program, make sure that you pick up your bag at the library this week. If you haven't signed up, stop by the library for more details.